Okay, so get this. Someone's trying to, like, seriously boost their marriage, right? And they went all in on this book, The Five Love Languages by
Hmm.
Gary Chapman.
Interesting.
Yeah, and from what they shared with us, looks like there's some seriously interesting stuff in there.
I've heard good things about that book.
Yeah, like this whole idea that there are these, like, love languages, and if you speak the right one, bam, your whole relationship, like, transforms.
Yeah, the idea is that you need to understand not only how you express love, but how your partner best receives it.
Right, it's not just about you, it's about them, too.
Exactly.
And get this, the book actually claims that understanding these love languages could, like, radically change how your spouse acts. So what do you think? Is that, like, legit? Can it really be that powerful?
I think that statement really highlights just how deep this need for love runs in all of us.
Oh, interesting.
It's not just about, making your partner happy. It's about
Mhm.
meeting a fundamental emotional need.
So it's, like, deeper than just, like, surface level stuff.
Exactly. And Chapman argues that when that need is met,
Right.
you build this, foundation of security and trust. And from there,
Yeah.
you can actually tackle other challenges in the marriage way more effectively.
So it's like if my, what's it called? My love tank is empty.
Right.
I'm going to be more likely to be, like, irritable and withdrawn, maybe even pick fights more easily.
Exactly. And think about it. If you're constantly feeling unloved or unappreciated,
Yeah.
it's going to be so much harder to be patient and understanding.
Especially when, like, disagreements come up, which they always do.
Right, exactly.
But here's the thing. Everyone comes into a marriage with their own, like, history, right? Their own baggage, their own ideas about what love should look like.
Absolutely.
So how does that, like, play into this whole love languages thing?
That's a great point. We all have these unique love blueprints, so to speak.
Love blueprints, I like that.
And they're shaped by all sorts of things: childhood experiences, family dynamics, even our culture.
Right? Right.
And when those blueprints clash, well, that's when you get misunderstandings, hurt feelings, the whole 9 yards.
So, like, I might think I'm being super loving by showering my partner with gifts,
Yeah.
but if their love language is, like, quality time, all those presents might not actually mean that much to them.
That's exactly it. You might be putting in a ton of effort,
Yeah.
but you're speaking the wrong language, so the message isn't getting through.
And on the flip side, they might be trying to show me love in their language.
Right.
But I'm totally missing it because I don't recognize it.
That's where all the conflict and resentment starts to build.
It's almost like trying to talk to someone in a totally different language.
Yes.
You're both saying words, but you're not actually understanding each other.
That's a fantastic analogy.
Thank you.
And just like learning a new language can bridge that communication gap,
Right.
learning to speak your partner's love language can create a whole new level of connection and intimacy.
Okay, I'm really starting to see how this all fits together. It's not just about being, like, nice to your partner. It's about understanding their specific needs.
Yes,
And expressing love in a way that actually resonates with them.
precisely. And that's why Chapman's book has resonated with so many people.
Makes sense.
It gives you a framework for understanding those needs and practical tools to start meeting them.
Okay, so this is all good, but there's one part that kind of threw me for a loop. Chapman talks about loving your spouse, even when they aren't loving you back. I mean, isn't that setting yourself up for, like, major disappointment?
It's definitely one of the most challenging concepts in the book.
Yeah.
Chapman himself admits it's not easy, and he even shares how he relied on his faith to find the strength to love unconditionally.
Wow, that's a serious commitment.
It is.
It also explains why he's so passionate about sharing this message.
Right.
He even urges readers to, like, pass the book along to others.
He does.
It's like he genuinely believes it can change lives.
And I think his vision is much bigger than just individual relationships.
Oh.
He talks about creating this ripple effect where love transforms not just marriages, but families, communities, even the world.
Okay, now I'm really intrigued.
Good.
But before we dive into how to actually put these love languages into practice,
Sure.
the excerpts we looked at didn't really get into the specifics of each language, did they?
They didn't.
I'm dying to know what they are.
Well, that's where we're headed next. Get ready to unpack the 5 love languages and learn how you can start speaking your partner's language more fluently.
That sounds good to me.
Awesome.
Okay, so we've got this whole love languages idea, right? But how do we actually figure out what our partner's is?
Well, you could always just ask them,
True.
but sometimes a little detective work can be more fun, don't you think?
Oh, definitely. I like that idea.
So think about it this way. How does your partner usually show you love? The way they express affection often reflects their own preferred love language.
So, like, if my partner's always leaving me encouraging notes or sending me, like, sweet texts, their love language might be words of affirmation.
Gingo wingo. It's like they're unconsciously speaking their language, hoping you'll pick up on it.
That's interesting.
Another clue can be what your partner complains about most.
Oh, really?
Think about it. Do they often say they wish you spent more time with them?
Yeah, I can see that.
Or maybe they grumble when you forget to help out with chores.
Interesting.
Those complaints can be gold mines.
So it's like they're saying, hey, this is how I feel loved, and I'm not getting enough of it.
You got it. They might not even realize it's connected to love languages.
Right.
But their unmet needs are coming through loud and clear.
Okay, I'm starting to get the hang of this detective work.
Good.
But let's say we've, cracked the code, and we know our partner's love language.
Okay.
What are some, like, concrete ways to start speaking it? Like, if their language is words of affirmation,
Yes.
what should I actually be doing?
This is where we put those detective skills into action. With words of affirmation, it's all about expressing your appreciation verbally.
So, like, compliments and stuff.
Exactly. And it doesn't have to be these grand, over-the-top gestures, just
Nah.
small, genuine expressions of appreciation.
So instead of just thinking, wow, my partner looks great today,
Right.
I should actually tell them.
Exactly. Or leave a little note, send a quick text.
So even little things can make a difference.
Absolutely. Those little affirmations really add up over time.
Okay, that makes sense.
Now, for someone whose love language is quality time,
Yeah.
words might not cut it.
So what do they need?
They crave your undivided attention. Think date nights, walks in the park, deep conversations without any distractions.
So putting down the phone, turning off the TV, really being present in the moment.
Exactly. Even something as simple as cooking dinner together can be incredibly meaningful if you're both fully engaged.
Oh, I like that.
It's about making them feel like they're the most important person in the world at that moment.
Okay, that's really beautiful.
And then we have acts of service.
Acts of service, what's that all about?
For these folks, actions speak louder than words. They feel most loved when you do things to make their life easier.
So things like helping with chores, running errands, taking care of those tasks they hate.
You got it. It's about lightening their load and showing you care through your actions.
Okay. I can see how that would be really meaningful for some people.
Now, receiving gifts can be a little tricky
How so?
because it's not about materialism.
I was going to say, it can't just be about buying expensive things.
Exactly. It's about the thought behind the gift.
Right. We talked about that earlier. It's not about how much it costs, but the message it sends.
Precisely. Pay attention to your partner's interests. What makes them happy?
Okay.
A small, thoughtful gift that shows you get them can speak volumes.
So, like, if they're a big reader, a new book from their favorite author would mean more than some random expensive gadget.
Exactly. It's about showing you know them and you care about the things that matter to them.
I'm starting to see how each of these languages is so unique. Okay, so what's the last one?
The last one is physical touch.
Oh,
And this one's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
It's all about expressing love through physical contact.
so like holding hands, cuddling on the couch, that kind of thing.
Exactly. For some people, those physical displays of affection are essential for feeling loved and connected.
Makes sense.
So there you have it, the 5 love languages.
This is all so helpful.
Is it?
Yeah, I feel like we're really getting somewhere.
Good.
But I imagine, actually putting these love languages into practice, it can't always be smooth sailing.
It's true.
What are some of the common challenges that people run into?
Well, one of the biggest ones is consistency. Life gets busy, we get distracted, and it's easy to slip back into old habits.
So making a conscious effort to keep speaking your partner's love language is key.
Absolutely. Set reminders, talk about it with each other, hold each other accountable.
Good tips.
It's a journey, not a destination.
Yeah.
Another challenge can be when your partner's love language is totally different from your own.
Oh, yeah, I can see that being tricky.
Like if yours is words of affirmation, but your partner's is acts of service, you might have to really push yourself to show love in a way that doesn't come as naturally to you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It might feel a little awkward at first,
Yeah.
but the more you practice, the more intuitive it becomes.
Well.
And don't forget, it's a two-way street.
Right. It's not just about me speaking my partner's language.
Exactly. Encourage your partner to learn about your love language too.
So we're both putting in the effort, even if it means stepping outside of our comfort zones.
That's the idea. Now, let's be realistic here.
Okay.
Can speaking your partner's love language really solve every single relationship problem?
That's a good question. It almost sounds too good to be true.
It's important to have realistic expectations.
Right.
Love languages are a powerful tool, but they're not a magic cure-all.
So it's not like waving a magic wand and suddenly all your problems disappear.
Yeah, exactly. Relationships take work, communication, compromise.
Yeah, for sure.
Love languages can enhance that foundation,
Okay.
but they won't magically erase any deeper issues that might need to be addressed.
So it's more about creating a more positive, supportive environment where you can work through those challenges together.
Precisely. When your partner's love tank is full, they're more likely to feel secure, appreciated, and willing to tackle those tough conversations.
That makes sense.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I'm still curious about something.
Mm.
The book talks about love transforming not just marriages, but families and communities.
It does.
How does that work? Can something as simple as understanding love languages really have that kind of impact?
It's a beautiful thought, isn't it?
It is.
And I think it boils down to this. When individuals feel loved and appreciated,
Yeah.
they're more likely to be kind, compassionate, and understanding towards others.
So it's like a ripple effect.
Exactly. The more people who embrace these concepts, the greater the positive impact on society as a whole.
Okay, I like that idea a lot.
Imagine a world where everyone understood and spoke the love languages of those around them. Parents and children, friends, colleagues, even strangers on the street connecting on a deeper level.
Wow, that's a powerful image.
It is, isn't it?
But how do we even begin to make that happen?
It starts with each of us.
Okay.
It starts with you and me making a conscious effort to learn and apply these principles in our own relationships.
So it's not just about romantic relationships.
Exactly. It's about all the relationships in our lives. Imagine a parent understanding that their child feels most loved through acts of service.
Yeah.
So instead of just showering them with gifts, they spend quality time helping them with their homework or building a fort together.
Or a friend realizing that their pal's love language is words of affirmation, so they make a point of expressing their appreciation and offering words of encouragement.
Exactly. And think about the workplace.
Okay.
A boss who understands that their employee feels most appreciated when they receive words of affirmation. So they make a point of acknowledging their hard work and offering specific praise.
This is blowing my mind.
It's a whole new way of looking at the world, isn't it?
It really is.
And it all comes back to that core human need for connection and belonging. When we feel loved and appreciated, we're more likely to extend that love and kindness to others.
It's a beautiful cycle.
It is a virtuous cycle with the potential to transform our relationships, our communities, and ultimately, the world.
This has been such an incredible conversation.
I'm glad you're enjoying it.
I feel like I've gained a whole new perspective on love and relationships.
That's wonderful to hear.
I'm definitely going to be thinking about all of this a lot more.
Good. And I encourage you to keep exploring these concepts.
I will.
Read the full book, talk to your partner about it, and most importantly, start putting this knowledge into practice.
I'm excited to get started.
I bet you are.
This has been an incredible deep dive.
It has.
Thank you so much for sharing your insights with me.
It's been my pleasure, truly.
You know, it's crazy to think that just understanding these love languages could, change the world.
It really shows you how important that need for love and connection is for everyone, right?
Totally. And you know what I find interesting?
The
word languages. Chapman really hit the nail on the head with that.
It is a great analogy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just like when you speak the same language,
right,
you can actually communicate.
Makes sense.
But when you understand and speak your loved one's love languages, you connect on a whole other level.
It's like you can finally understand what they're trying to say.
Exactly. All those misunderstandings, all that frustration, it just melts away.
Exactly. No more guessing games.
So speaking of, I've always wondered this.
Yeah.
Do you think people usually end up with partners who have the same love language? Or is it more common to have different ones?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I mean, it seems like it would be easier to be with someone who just naturally expresses love the same way you do.
Right. It makes sense that we'd be drawn to people who make us feel loved in a way that's familiar.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's pretty common for couples to have different love languages.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. And you know what? That can be tough.
I bet.
But it's also an amazing opportunity to grow.
How so?
Well, learning to speak your partner's love language, even if it's not your natural one, it can really strengthen your bond and make you feel even closer.
It's like a Learning a new language, right? It opens up a whole new world.
Exactly. You can communicate and understand each other on a deeper level.
And just like with any new language, it takes effort.
For sure.
You got to practice. You got to be willing to mess up sometime.
You do, but it's so worth it.
Totally agree.
It's an amazing journey of discovery, and just the process of learning can be so enriching.
This whole conversation has been such an eye-opener, really.
I'm so glad.
It feels like I have a whole new understanding of love and relationships.
That's great to hear, and I encourage you to keep learning about this stuff.
I definitely will.
Maybe read the whole book.
Yeah.
Talk about it with your loved ones, and most importantly, start using what you've learned.
I'm excited to.
Good.
This deep dive has been amazing. Thank you so much for sharing all this with me.
Of course, it was my pleasure.
And to everyone listening, keep those love tanks full.
Absolutely. And remember, the journey of love is a beautiful thing.